Hey everybody, you're listening to the Inspirational Power Hour. Listen guys, I'm so excited today because I have a very special gentleman in the studio with us today. We are talking to recording artist Bryan Popin. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for taking time and for stopping by and sharing with our listeners today.
You bet. Thank you.
So Bryan, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your journey in ministry, where you started and how you got to this place.
Yeah, I started when I was a little kid. My mom was a choir director, and I remember like just living on a pew and watching her direct the choir, play the piano or the piano, whatever you call it. And I mean, I wanted to be like my mom. So I remember saying when I was 5, you know, Mom, I can't touch the pedals, but will you teach me piano? And so she taught me, and first few songs I learned was He is Lord and Jesus Loves Me and some of the old hymns, and I picked up on it, and from that point on I started learning classical music and kind of ran with that. When I was 11 years old, there was a guy named Dr. Samuel Mamuel that taught me classical from Juilliard, and he gave me private lessons when we was living in New Jersey. But it wasn't until I was 12 when someone prayed over me. It was a music minister, and from that point on I could memorize and play by ear and had more of an ear and a pitch for music, which I wasn't that way. I was the other end. I was, you know, learning from the book. And from that point on I felt like I was more called to music ministry, and so I started playing at the praise and worship team in our band at the church then, and you know, from that point my pastor started having me play specials in front of pastors and bishops as they came through. One of them was Bishop Jakes, and he saw me play when I was 14 and had me part of his Women Thou Art Loose conferences and different conferences, and I'd do like one hymn on piano before he would come and preach. Wow. And that's how it all kind of started. And then I started writing music with a producer in New York, and you know, just kind of was going the wrong direction, but God was blessing it, so I was confused. But I started writing with like Shaka and NSYNC and Justin Timberlake, and some cool things happening, but I was not pursuing my calling. And so I had to change that up real quick.
Wow. So, you know, God definitely ordained you and directed you to this place, and you know, the Bible does say that your gifts will make room for you and will bring you before great men.
They will, and it did do that. And I feel like, you know, I was being blessed in pop music and going before people I really had no business being around, because I didn't attain those credentials. But I thought, okay, well, God's blessing it, so I'm going to run after this. But God really wanted me to run after Him, and I stopped running after Him, and I started running after that. And so it's like the covering in His hand just lifted, which is the scariest thing in the world for me now, again, to ever happen. Now that I feel I have His hand on my life again. But it was a 7 or 8 year battle of just dryness, of going through storms and almost going bankrupt and almost losing our apartment and our house and my marriage and my family. And through it all, I got my knees on the ground, my hands lifted up, and I just let go of Bryan Popin. And I let go of all the things I wanted to attain and tried to strive for. And then His hand of favor started coming back on my life. And that's what built this project that's called You Can Make It. You Can Make It.
So tell us a little bit more about this project, and you know, tell listeners what they can expect to hear from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's diverse. You know, I play at a lot of different churches. I minister at churches, you know, that are like Kojic churches, and then I'm multiculturally diverse, where I'm, you know, doing more congregational worship. But I try to adapt where I'm at, because to me, my heart is, I just want people to worship, and that's really my heart. I felt like I never had a voice, but through the process, through the trials, God gave me songs and gave me a voice, and I feel like my heart penetrates through more than anything else, and my passion. And so on that record, it's just that. It's you know, you'll find some funk, you'll find some urban praise and worship, and then some more congregational CCM songs with soulful voice singing it. And sometimes I'm more of a song leader, and sometimes I'm singing. So it's diverse. I mean, Tamala Mann's on the record, which was a huge it was a huge blessing, but they've become really great friends. Like
Awesome.
David came over the house in Nashville through a friend of ours, him and Jesse Hurst, who used to manage Kirk. And long story short, he's like, you got something Tamala can sing on? And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm sure I do. So I played him this one song that I wrote called All Right, which is like old school church. And he's like, yeah, that's the one. Let's make it happen. I was like, seriously? So like 3 weeks later, I was watching Tamala in the booth sing on this song with Myron Butler producing it. And, I'm just thankful, really, really thankful.
Wow. Myron, he's awesome.
Yeah, Myron is... yeah, a beast.
Awesome.
Yep.
So Bryan, tell all of our listeners how they can follow you, how they can keep up with your ministry, all that great stuff.
Yeah, if you go to the website, bryanpopin.com, so it's BRYANPOPIN.com, everything filters through there. You can check out places where I'm going to play and all that stuff. But if you want to go to social media direct, just Twitter's Bryan Popin, Facebook's Bryan Popin Music, and Instagram is Bryan Popin. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Again, everybody, if you didn't hear, I'm talking to Bryan Popin.
We getting it popping.
Yeah, all right. Listen, we are about to take a listen to this single from Bryan Popin.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, so listen, I'm going to let you set it up and introduce it.
Okay, well, this is a brand new single. It's popping right now. I'm Bryan Popin, and we about to hit it, and it's called Awesome God.